Okay, good morning class. So today we're looking at the cycle test 3, grade 12, cycle test 3, 2022. Okay, your papers are being moderated, so we're just waiting on the papers to be finalized and everything. But in the meantime, we're just going to wrap up this portfolio piece. Okay, so it was cycle test 3. Okay. Okay, so the first question says, given f of x equal to ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d, and q, which is 1 and 27/4, is stationary point. Is a stationary point. Uses information from the sketch to answer the following. The x-intercepts at -2 and 2.5. There's a question paper for each of you. This hands up. This first check who's written their name up. You first do that, and then thereafter whoever did not get one, just give them a question. Okay, because I can't zoom in, there's not a lot of space for me to interact. Okay. So, as you can see, you are given 2 turning points. And you are given the x-intercepts. Now, I could have gone and done either way. I could have either worked out the equation by using the x-intercepts, which is what I'm going to do, or I could have gone and worked out my derivative. But for those of you who worked out the derivative of let me do both ways. Okay, so many of you went and you worked out the derivative, which was correct, which is 3ax squared plus 2bx plus c. Then you substituted 1 and 27/4, which is not the case. Here, if you substitute the 1 in, and remember this is a general gradient anywhere along the curve. If I substitute 1 in, what's the gradient at 1? 0. So if you're going to work out f prime of 1, f prime of 1 is going to be 3a1 squared plus 2b times 1 plus c, and that is equal to 0. So I can drop that. Okay? So that's going to give you 3a plus 2b plus c is equal to 0. Okay? Then, we work out f prime of -2. That's also 0. So that's also a turning point. So you're going to have 3 into 3a, sorry. 3a into -2 squared plus 2b times -2 plus c. And that's also equal to 0. So I drop that. So this will be 12a minus 4b plus c is equal to 0. Okay? So this is equation 1. This is equation 2. Okay? If I subtract equation 2 from equation 1, this is actually nothing. It's going to be, if you're going to go this method, you're going to have 4 equations initially. Okay? Because you're going to subtract equation 1 from equation 2, then I'm going to get my equation equation 1 for equation 2, so it's going to be 12a minus 3a, which is 9a, minus 4b minus 2b is minus 6b, and the c's cancel, and that's what I wanted. Okay, so minus 6b is equal to minus 9. b is going to be 3 over 2. So that 3 over 2a. So, okay, that's equation 3. Then we know that the point of inflection is happening between the two turning points, which is here. Okay, this is negative 2, and that is 1. No? Negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. Divided by 2 is negative 1. So the point of inflection happens at the x value of negative 1. So then I must work out my second derivative. So f double prime of x is equal to, the first derivative is worked out, the second derivative is going to be 6 ax plus 2b. Okay? And at negative half on your second derivative, it's equal to 0. So you got 6a into a negative half plus 2b is equal to 0. Right? So make to simplify here, so 2b is equal to, that's going to give you negative 3, so it's going to be 3a. So b is going to be 3 over 2a. Okay, which is the same as this here. Okay, so that's not going to help us. So take this off. Don't make a mistake here. No. So take it off. Then we know that this is the turning points of the graph as well. Okay, which is going to give us f of 1 is equal to 27 over 4. Right. Then every you see x, you put that 1. And it's equal to 27 over 4. Okay, so that's going to give you a times 1 cubed plus b times 1 squared plus c times 1 plus d is equal to 27 over 4. So it's going to give us a plus b plus c plus d is equal to 27 over 4. And that's equation 3. And we said equation 4. Then you go and you do the same and you substitute this point here. So now we're going to substitute 2 and 0 into f of x. So 0 is equal to, if I see x, I put the 2. So it's going to be 8a plus 4b plus 2c plus d. That's equation 5. You must subtract that and that. Then I will have an equation in terms of a and b, no? A, b and c. Okay? But I need another equation. Oh, here's the other one. Can you see that? Then you substitute 2.5 and 0 in. Then you'll get another equation. Now that equation 6, you subtract from equation 5. Then you will eliminate your d. And then you say equation 4 minus equation 5. You also eliminate d. So I have two equations with a, b and c again. Then I eliminate the c. Then I would have another equation which I can link with this one here to calculate a and b. Can you see that? And you can see as the space doesn't even allow me to do this. Okay, that's a very, very long way. Okay, so for those of you who started off, I didn't give you the mark when it came to your first derivative. The first mark was allocated when you got the first equation out. So here you can see we're going to get 5, 6, 7 equations to do simultaneous equations on. It's going to work, but it's going to take a very, very long process to get the values out. Okay, but what you should have noticed that, let me just take this off here. I thought it's going to be a bit shorter than what we have there. So I was going to do both methods, but that equation is just too, how can I say, there's too many variables here, man, for you actually to do that. It works, like I said, it can work, but the amount of work that's going to go in it is never worth 4 marks. Okay. But let's prepare quickly. The easiest way to do it, as we know that this is your turning points, not so. So you follow, you don't need turning points, but your x-axis. So it follows the formula a into x minus x1, x minus x2, x minus x3. Okay. So our roots are what? Our x values are what? Minus 2. You have 2 minus 2. Can you see that the graph is bouncing off at minus 2? So it's the 2 in 1 solution at minus 2. Can you see that? And the other one is at 2.5. So you got a into x minus 2, which becomes plus 2, x minus 2, which becomes x plus 2, so it's x minus x plus 2 squared, into x minus 2.5. Okay, so what I do at this point, I substitute q, which is 127/4. Okay, is there anything wrong? What's wrong?
No, I got lost.
Where did you get lost?
I'm asking my using a different method.
No, I've showed you this method. This comes out of your...
No, man, like, from the one you
Oh yeah, I said that method is going to be like 7 equations in which you're going to do simultaneous equations over and over again. First you eliminate if you value a variable at a time, and then do that. So this is the other method, which is going to definitely be the easier one. Remembering this is x and a y here, not so. So that is going to be 27/4 is equal to a into 1 plus 2 squared into 1 minus 2.5. Now 1 plus 2 squared is 3, and 3 times 1 minus 2.5, which is negative 1.5, né? Gives you negative 9/2. Okay? So that's negative 9/2a is equal to 27/4. So it says 27/4 divided by that answer gives us negative 3/2. I almost feel that is wrong. And the answer was a half. I put 3. Didn't I say 9? This was 3 squared. I didn't put the squared. Negative 27/2. So if I divide both sides by negative 27/2, I get negative half. So the equation now reads y is equal to negative half into x plus 2 squared into x minus 2.5. If you multiply the story out, we get negative half x squared cubed minus 3/4x squared plus 3x plus 5. Now at this point there was full marks already given for the formula there. Okay. So if I don't think anybody left it in that form. If once I got that, they went all the way. Okay, and I know the question says you must give it in that form, so we're expecting you to get it in that form. So as a bit lenient, it would have given you the mark here already. Okay. Then the next question says, let's take this option. I'm going to keep that there. Alright, so the next question says, determine the equation of the tangent at x equal to 1. Now some of you would go and you would want to calculate the first derivative, then substitute 1 in to get the gradient out at 1, and all of those things. But if you look at what actually happens at 1, what's happening at 1? It's a turning point, not so. So the tangent of this graph will go through like it. Not so. So this graph is actually parallel to your x-axis. So it will have a y reading. So in 1.1.2, the equation of this is going to be y is equal to 27/4. That's the equation of your tangent. Okay. That's why I didn't give you the equation of the tangent, the what's the name here? The graph here. Okay? Because I didn't need that to determine the tangent at point Q. In 1.1.3, the question says, find the value for x where the tangent in 1.1.2 intersect it for the second time. Okay? So, let's just pull that question up. Here's the one question. Just did that one. The 2 marks, and here's the third. Okay. So as you can see, this graph is actually cutting value for x where the tangent in 1.1.2 intersects for the second time, and you can see there it's intersecting there again. So of course it's a negative value. It's a negative value less than -2, or smaller than -2. So how do you work out this point? This is also the point of intersection. Remembering this is y is equal to 27/4. So what we do is we say y is equal to 27/4. Sorry, 27/4. We're setting it equal to each other, equating the equations. It's equal to the equation of your cubic function. Alright, so we take that over the equal sign, so 0 is equal to, that gives us negative x squared. The negative of x squared, cubed, sorry, minus 3/4x squared plus 3x minus 7/4. And we multiply throughout by -4. So 0 is equal to 2x cubed plus 3x squared minus 12x plus 7. So now this becomes a cubic factorization summary. Can you see that? So what do? I need to find factors, the first factor. But you say, hang on, but this graph is going through 1. So what does that mean? That x equal 1 will give you 0. If you don't believe me, you can put 1 through here. It will be 2 times 1 cubed plus 3 times 1 squared minus 12 plus 7. So it's 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 minus 12 is minus 7 plus 7 is 0. So we can conclude therefore x minus 1 is a factor of the function. Okay. So we then get 0 is equal to x minus 1 into. So your trinomial goes here. So x times what is x? 2x cubed. 2x squared. -1 times what is positive 7? -7. Remembering we must end off with -3x squared. So we're doing factorization by inspection. Some of you can do it by synthetic division. Eh? So that's going to give you -2x squared. So what must be added to get 3x squared? I must add 5x squared. So 5x squared divided by x is 5x. Okay. So now will give us, we need the space again. Sorry about this. So we got 0 is equal to x minus 1. The other one has to also be x minus 1. Why? Because the graph is bouncing off here. Okay? And then the other factor is going to be 2x plus 7. Okay? So x is equal to 0, x is equal to 1 twice, or x is equal to -7/2. So what is the other value they're looking for? The -7/2 is what they're looking for. Can you see that? And yes, it makes sense. Negative 7 over 2 is on the left hand side of negative 2. Okay. I think that was the most poorly answered question in this whole question paper. Okay. We've done a lot of examples on this. Okay. I think we did 3 videos on this, 3 video lessons on this. And yet you people screwed this question up. I think if I must do a comparison, I think this was one of the first questions we did on determining the equation in that exercise. Okay. Please go through it again. As you can see, it was worth quite a bit. Okay. For some of you, that is not a lot, but the rest of us, it is a lot. Okay. Looking at the next question in one, for some reason or other, this question was well answered. I was surprised. It almost feels like you guys were taught this question. Like you were fed this question. Huh? I couldn't believe this question was so well answered. I expected this question to be the worst answered question. Okay, but okay, you guys, I don't know, for some reason you got it. And not the previous question. But anyway, that's how it goes. You are told the information given below to sketch the graph of g of x equals ax cubed plus bx squared plus x plus b. So what type of graph is that? That is a cubic graph. Okay, so either the graph is going up then down, or first down then up. Okay. So g of 1 is equal to g of 4 is equal to 0. Which means to say, my x-intercepts are 1 and 4. G of 0 is equal to 4. When x is 0, y is 4. When is x 0? X is 0 on your y-intercept. Okay? Then g of 3 is 4. So there's 3. So g of 3 is 4. Okay, so the graph is going through that as well. Then going to the next information, we are told that g prime of 1, g dash of 1. When do we set g dash of x equal to 0 for a turning point? Not so? So g dash of 1, the graph is turning at x is equal to 1 and is turning at x is equal to 3. Okay. Then we are told that g prime of g prime of x, or the derivative of x is greater than 0, which means to say the gradient is positive. Remember, first derivative is general gradient. So the gradient is positive between 1 and 3, so the graph is going up. Can you see that? So, remembering that the graph is going through 1 and 0, and it's also a turning point, so the graph has to come down, then up. There's your function. 4 marks. Okay. As I said, many of you got it. Well done to you for some reason. Right. Let's carry on with our lives. Question 2. Saskia, do you think you got this all right? Huh? Right. Let's see. Saskia invests 20,000 Rand at the interest rate of 4% per annum compounded annually. So there's no compounding. Okay. After how many whole years will it take for investment to be worth at least 28,500? Okay. So which formula do you think you're going to use here? Your compound formula. There's nothing spoken about a monthly investment or on a monthly basis or whatever. No. It's a straight investment. So A is equal to B into 1 plus I, the exponent. Ending off with 28,500. Equals the principal or initial investment is 20,000 into 1 plus 4%, so 0.04 to the exponent. So we in pursuit of calculating N. Did you see that? So the first thing we do is we divide by 20,000, both sides. thousands and the hundreds cancel. So that cancels. So we got 1 plus 0,04 is 1,04 equals. Put that 9 in the calculator, 28500 divided by 20,000 gives us 57/40. Okay. So to solve for n, I'm going to use logs. So n is equal to log 57/40 base 1,04. So you're going to go log 1.04 and 57/40 gives you 9,03. Now, the question says whole years. After how many whole years will it take for investment to be worth at least 28,500? So many of you rounded off and said 9 years. But at 9 years, will it be over 28,500 or under 28,500? Under. So how many whole years will it take it to be over that amount? 10 years. So the answer is therefore 10 years. Okay? Does it make sense? Not so? Right. Let's look at the next question. Canva. Where's Canva? Takes another class. Okay. Ask if she got the summary. Probably did. Canva is planning for retirement in 38 years' time. You almost would be planning for your retirement. Okay. She can afford to save 1,250 Rand per month, and the account will earn 6 and 5/4%. Okay, so a mixed fraction percentage is given. Compounded monthly, so the interest over 12. No? How much will she have saved for retirement? So she is the saving, so it's a FB formula. So x into 1 plus I to the n minus 1 over I. We want to calculate FV. So x is 1,250 Rand into 1 plus I, which is 6 and 4/5 over 1,200. Or I could have said 6 and 4/5 divided by 100 gives you an answer of, some of you worked it out. Sorry? 0,068 was correct. Okay? And the exponent 12 times, how many years is that? 38 years minus 1 over I, which is 6 and 4/5 over 1,200. Okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to put 6 as a mixed fraction. Remember, first shift and then that's 6 and 4/5 gives us divided by 100. Some of you, as I said, wrote 0,068. But now I'm going to use it as this. Okay? So it's going to be simply 1,250 into 1 plus that answer. Or we just use it as it is. Whoops. 6 and 4/5 over 1,200. The exponent 12 times 38 minus 1 all over the fraction, which is the numerator is the mixed fraction of 6 and 4/5, and that is over 1,200. Yes? Yeah, we didn't divide this by 100. Normally I divided the percentage by 100. Gives you 2,680,000. 2,680,000 972 Rand and 29 cents. Okay. Which the government takes 35% to 40% of, no? On collection of your retirement. Why? I don't know. You think why? I'm not going to say on video why, no? You know why. Okay. Okay, so we are told if she has 2,680,000 rand, okay, saved when she retires, how much can she withdraw every month if she plans to live off the withdrawals for the next 30 years? The account is now earning 5.9% per annum compounding. Okay? Which means now to say, we're going to look at from the bank's point of view. Okay? Because remember that when we use the future value formula, it is when we get the lump sum in the future. When we use the present value formula, we get the lump sum in present day and we pay it. Not so. But here, the person is doing investment but making a withdrawal. Can you see that? So we're going to look at from the bank's point of view, as if the bank has loaned the money from Kamba to 1,680,000 and paying the loan back in equal payments over the period of 30 years. Okay. So which formula are we going to use then? PV. Okay, and PV is x into 1 minus 1 plus I to the minus n over I. So PV is 2,680,000 equals x into 1 minus 1 plus 0,059 over 12 to the exponent 12 times, negative 12 times 30 over I, which is 0,059 over 12. So to calculate x, we're going to simply cross multiply. So it's going to be 2,680,000 and we multiply that by 0,059 over 12. Okay, and that's over this factor here. We're going to divide this whole factor by this now. Okay, which is 1 minus, open brackets, 1 plus 0,59, 0,59 over 12 to the exponent, negative 12 times 30. Review. So she can withdraw 15,896,000. No, 15 million. Sorry, miss. 15,896. 15,896, 06. So that is a monthly withdrawal for 30 years, which is okay. Make sense, people? Right, next. Masima. So Masima not feeling well. Huh? Pray for her. Masima opens an investment account with a deposit of 50,000. Interest is paid at 13% per annum compounded monthly for the first 6 months. So what's happening here? Timeline situation. Okay. Let's draw the timeline. So, start at T0. She opens an account with 50,000. At 13% per annum compounded monthly, so it's 13% per annum compounded monthly. For the first 6 months, the T or half is 13%. Then the interest charge 10.5% per annum, a change to 10.5% per annum compounded quarterly for the remaining period. If she withdraws, in the first question, if she withdraws 15,000 rand after 1 year, calculate how much an investment will be worth after 30 months. So how many years is 30 months? 30 divided by 12, which is 2.5 years. Remember that we converted to years because of our formula. Okay. So, let's look at what the investment is worth. We're definitely going to use the formula. A is equal to P into 1 plus I to the exponent, compound formula. So A total, we're going to consider this 50,000. So it's 50,000 into 1 plus. I take that all the way to the end, but I need to stop it first then. Eh? So it's going to be 50,000 Rand into 1 plus 0.13 over 12 to the exponent 12 times. How many years is this for? Half a year. Not so, or 6 over 12. Or 0.15. Then the interest rate change to 1 plus 0.105 over 4 to the exponent 4 times. And how many years is it from half a year to 2.5? 2 years. How can it be 1.5? Oh, you sorry. Now consider the 15,000. But is it subtracting of the 15,000? So it's 15,000 Rand into 1 plus 0.105 over 4 to the exponent 4 times. And how many years is it from 1 to 2.5 years? 1.5. Alright. That gives me a total amount of. So it's 50,000 Rand into 1 plus 0.13 over 12 to the exponent 12 times a half into 1 plus 0.105 over 4 to the exponent 4 times 2 minus 15,000 into 1 plus 0.105 over 4 to the exponent 4 times 1.5 gives you 48,102 Rand and 43 cents. Okay. The next question, so that's what she has left, okay. The next question, the question says calculate the interest earned over the period of 30 months. So it's the interest earned on this investment. So the interest earned, normally what we do is we say it's going to be, the interest will be your final amount minus your deposited amount, not so. If we do that calculation, which is going to be 48,102.43 minus your original amount, which is 50,000. But what happened? We withdrew 15, so she withdrew 15,000. Not so. So we take that in consideration as well for the interest. Okay. Yes?
Wasn't the amount taken into consideration in 2.2?
Sorry?
15,000.
What about it?
Did you not? Because the amount that you put in 58,000, I see.
Yeah? Is what you're ending off with.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It will be subtracted to 15,000.
50,000. No, we won't subtract, because I remember that the 15,000 Rand was subtracted from the investment. So we're going to do the calculation, which is now work in reverse. Not so? So that's how it is. Then it will be 48,123.44 minus your 50,000 Rand, which is your invested amount, plus that 50,000. Excuse me? So she gets an interest of 13,102, 30,102, 44 cents. Okay. Answers your question? Alright. Next, question 3. The number of aces served and the total points won by Kevin Anderson at the Wimbledon. You guys know what Wimbledon is, no? Yeah, what's Wimbledon? Tennis. Can you shake your head as if you don't know what Wimbledon is? We've got 8 tennis courts here. How many tennis courts do we have? 6 or 8? 6 that's working. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Okay, the Wimbledon is the big tennis competition. The biggest in the world. No? Wimbledon. The number of aces served and the total points won by Kevin Anderson at Wimbledon 2018 was compared from round 1 to the final. Okay? The results are shown in the table below. Okay? Aces and points won. Who can tell us what's the ace?
When you serve, it's the end of it.
The guy doesn't return, no? Good. The question is write down the correlation coefficient. Now with this goes the A value and your B value as well. So what do? We enter this now. Okay. So we need to program our calculator. So how do we do that? It is mode, 3 for stat, then 2. We're going to enter the dot. So it's 20, 34, 22, 20, 27, 49, 10, 10, right, that's it. Then we got 106 is corresponding with 20, 143 is corresponding with 34, 105 is corresponding with 22, 168 is corresponding with 20, 190 with 27, and 298 corresponding with, okay, they have a mistake. That is 49. And then 10 corresponding with 7. So what do I do again? I press AC, shift, 1 for stat, 5 for regression, 3 for correlation coefficient. So 0,88. So your R value is 0,88. Okay. Then the next question says, oops. The next question says 3.2. Here they say, what conclusion can you reach about the strength of the relationship between the number of aces served and the total points won? So here you're saying, remember that scale I gave you. Remember that scale I gave you? No? So I said it's from 0 to 0,9. It is very strong. Not so. 0.9, just listen about around about that, is going to be strong. 0,5 is moderate. Do you guys remember that table? It's around 0, there's no correlation. So this of course then falls into the fact that it's strong, positive correlation. Okay. The answer I was looking there for is either strong or very strong, so that's very close to 9, 0,9. And since it's positive, we mentioned it's positive. Okay. If it was negative 0,88, it would have been very strong or very strong, but negative correlation. That's the answer you're looking for. Some said the more he served, the less. All the stories you guys like, no? That's all I'm looking for 2 marks. Then the next question says, determine the equation of the least squares regression line. Now remember the equation of this will be in the form of y equals a plus b. So go back to our calculator, shift 1, 5 for regression, 1 for a. So 17,93. So y is equal to 17,93. Then you press shift 1 regression, 5, 2 for B, which gives you 5 comma 2 7. 5 comma 2 7 x. Then the next question says, calculate how many points Kevin is predicted to win if he serves 40 aces during a match, correct to the nearest integer. The nearest whole number in other words. No? So it's going to be positive. So what we do is we then substitute 40 into x. So it's 17,93 plus 5,23 times 40. That gives us 17,93 plus 5,23 times 40. Gives you 227,13. 227,13. Yes? 5,27. Sorry about that. So it's 228,9. So this gives us approximately 229. Okay, good. So the 1 mark was given here for the substitution, and the second mark was given after you rounded it. Okay. There's one question left. This is concluded. Yeah. You see the question says determine the y dx, the derivative of y with respect to x. So I must have y is equal to something. So I divide throughout by x, I then get y is equal to 5 over x minus root x over x plus x over x. You simplify that, bring the variable up if needed. That can be written as x to the half minus 1 is negative half plus 1. So now I can say dy dx. So that's going to give me negative 5 x to the negative 2. Negative half times negative 1 is positive half. X minus 3 over 2, and the derivative of constant falls away. Okay. The next one, 4.2. The frame of a box indicated in the diagram is made up of 12 plastic rods that have a total length of p centimeters. Okay. The width of the box is half the length. As you can see, the width is x and the length is 2x. The question says write down an expression for h in terms of x and p. Now remember, this is made up of a rod. Okay. So the perimeter is going to be, how many h's do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4 lengths of h's. Not so. So it's 4h plus, how many widths do I have here? Or lengths of x? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 x's. How many lengths do I have of 2x? 1, 2, 3, 4. Not so. So it's 4 by 2x. Which then gives us 4x plus 8x is equal to p. They want you to write an expression for h in terms of p. So you must make h the subject of the form. So take that over. So 4h is equal to p minus 4x minus 8x, which is minus 12x. Not so. So h on its own I divide by 4, so p over 4 minus 3x will be h. Okay. That was 2 marks. The next question says, if the volume is a maximum, how do you calculate the volume of a box? Volume is equal to length times breadth times height. What's my length? 2x. What's my breadth? X. What's my height? P over 4 minus 3x. You all agree with that? So that's your volume. When which simplifies into 2x squared times p over 4 is 1 over 2 px squared. Not so? Minus 2x squared times 3x is going to give you 6x cubed. Okay. But the question says, the question says, determine the length of the box. The volume is the maximum. That's one. So what do I do if they say it's maximum or minimum? First derivative. So you say the derivative of volume with respect to x is going to give you px minus 18x squared. But what do I do with that? I set it equal to 0, so I can drop that. So we at this point, we don't need this, we can move it on. So at this point, we can factorize the x. So it's x into p minus 18x is equal to 0. So you set each one equal to 0. Okay? So it's going to be 18x is equal to p. So x is p over 18. But can x be 0? If it's 0, then I won't have a length or a width. Not so. So of course in reality it can't be 0. So x has to be p over 18. But what does the question say? The question says determine the length of the box. And what is the length? 2x. Can you see that? The length is 2x. So therefore, the length would be 2 times x, which is p over 18, which is p over 9. Okay? This is a nice question. And the last one, the bonus question, 2 marks. Find the value of cos of theta if 1 over cos plus 1 over tan theta is equal to 2. So I'm going to change tan. So 1 over cos, many of you guessed this right? Or let's say for now you did a calculation on your question paper. No? So it's not on your script. Plus sine theta over cos theta is equal to 2. So you multiply throughout by cos. So we then get 1 plus sine theta is equal to 2 cos theta. Not so. Then what we do? We square both sides. Okay? We square both sides. Then we will have 1 plus 2 sine theta plus sine square theta equals 4 cos square theta. Okay? But you see a sines only, so I'm going to change that to 1 minus sine square theta. Okay, so that's 1 plus 2 sine theta plus sine square theta equals 4 minus 4 sine square theta. Okay? So that gives us 5. Wait, I think I'm going wrong here, sir. No, it's not. It's going to be 5 sine square theta plus 2 sine theta minus 3 is equal to 0, which is a trinomial now, not so. So you're going to get 5 sine theta and sine theta. You got minus 3 is 2. That's going to give us plus and minus. Okay? Which then gives us, we're at the end of the page. Okay? Which then gives us sine theta is equal to 3 over 5 or sine theta is equal to minus 1. Okay? So they want cos. So what happens is we draw a triangle here. Sine is opposite of hypotenuse, apply Pythagoras and I get 4 there. So what is cos? Adjacent of hypotenuse. So cos of theta is 4 over 5, which Which makes the answer B. How do you get 8? Okay, this one here, I won't be able to construct a triangle. So that is, so we say 90 at negative 270. Cos of 270 is 0, which is not one of the solutions. So that one are not interested. Okay. People, enjoy the rest of the day and the weekend. Good morning, class.